Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watch You Want, and thanks for logging on. Today we're looking at the Jaeger-LeCoultre Master Reserve de Marche, 37mm in polished stainless steel. You can see this Jaeger-LeCoultre Reserve de Marche on our website, watchyouwant.com. Purchase it there if you like, and if you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Watch You Want Inc. You'll also notice a new feature, YouTube cards, in the upper right-hand corner of the screen where you can actually see this watch and purchase it on our website. It'll take you directly to the listing itself. Now you can see that 37mm across the round of the case, 9mm thick with a sloped, polished bezel, and a compact 43.5mm from lug to lug. This is the image of traditional Swiss dress elegance. This watch is actually something of a corporate heritage at JLC, with the very first power reserve display automatic winding watch, the caliber 481 of 1948, lending a little bit of its design DNA and mechanical engineering patrimony to this mid to late 1990s Jaeger-LeCoultre Reserve de Marche. Now, this generation of Master Control Reserve de Marche watches featured incredibly delicate detailing, such that to this day, it remains one of the company's all-time greats and a standard of reference for elegance in its class. And you can see on my wrist how easily it fits. Now, from lug to lug, that 43.5mm dimension means it's approximately equal to a 36mm Rolex Datejust or Day-Date, so that's approximately the span. Although it is considerably thinner and lighter on the wrist, it'll slide easily under any tight sleeve or dress cuff. Now, the watch does feature semi-conforming spring bars such that the gap between strap and case flank is closed to give a more integrated look, and yet without constraining the ability of the strap to fold down around a smaller wrist. A very high quality and very substantial single deployant steel buckle accompanies the watch. This is the same buckle that was used on JLC's early 2000s sports watches, so it is very sturdy and very secure indeed, especially when assigned to a watch of these proportions, and they are perfect proportions. You can see everything about the case, the step of the bezel, the easy, flowing compound curves of the lugs, the character line on the flank of the case that transitions from case to lug down and away, gives this watch an elegance and a timeless quality that makes it quite possibly the ideal dress companion for black tie events. But make no mistake, with a white metal and a silver dial, this is quite the versatile reference. Now, the highlight of the dial is, of course, that power reserve display. It depicts 42 hours of power reserve for the caliber 928-2 inside. I'm actually going to take you through a wind-up, because after all, part of the fascination of a power reserve is the ebb and flow of your autonomy, and it only takes approximately 35 turns to fully energize this watch from a stop. Now, you'll see that in a bit of a vintage evocative style, the watch has some calculated dissonance, some calculated asymmetry to its dial to lend visual interest. The sub-registers aren't precisely symmetrical, either in the manner in which they're poised about the hands at center, or in the fashion, the form, the size that they take, with the radial date having a smaller cutout than the constant seconds at 6 o'clock, and of course the wedge cutout of the power reserve contrasting and clashing with both. But that calculated asymmetry gives the watch real character. Almost like some of the last great pocket watch complications, it appears to lie somewhere between the utilitarian need to place the complication directly above the mechanism on top the movement, and the realm of the styled watch. It straddles the fence between the two, and it's gorgeous for it. Applied and faceted dart indices sit inboard of gorgeous patinaed tritium lume dots, and this is a loomed dial. You can see it's signed Swiss T, and the bottom line is that this watch, produced before 1999, likely a 96 or 97 production item, predates Jaeger-LeCoultre's transition to Luminova, so the gorgeous constrained lume dots within their black outlines have actually faded to a dark, almost auburn color. It's quite pronounced, quite even, and quite beautiful. Additional elements that articulate the dial include the blued alpha hands of the date and power reserve, and the blued baton hand of the second subdial. Now, the caliber 928-2 is distantly based on the JLC 889, so it has a 42-hour power reserve bidirectional automatic winding. It does feature hacking seconds, such that when you pull the crown, it does stop the balance and you're able to precisely synchronize to a reference time. It was one of the early recipients of the master control process, and you can see the 18-karat yellow gold medallion inset on the back. This used to be JLC's seal of approval for watches that had passed the process and its 42 days of rigorous batteries, including water resistance, power reserve, chronometry, anti-magnetism, temperature resistance, and dynamic winding. This is a watch that's been vetted in some of the harshest conditions within one of the original internal factory timing standards and one of the few that back in the 1990s significantly exceeded COSC tolerances. This is an extraordinary movement inside a timeless watch, and you can see this Jaeger-LeCoultre Master Reserve de Marche 37mm in stainless steel on our website watchyouwant.com.